Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's Tuesday Tune Up. I'm Tia Christensen, and I am delighted to be here with you tonight. And I don't know what happened, but as I was testing everything out before I came live, all my tech went kablooey. So we'll see what happens here tonight. And for those of you tuning in live, please let me know if you can hear me. And if the sound is coming through okay. I've had to switch around some things, or if the visual isn't that crisp. I don't know. I don't know what happened. So went out of 2023 doing great on getting everything laid out tech-wise. And then here we are in 2024. And all of a sudden the flickering and the video and all of that is just a little wonky. So my apologies. And putting all of that aside, tonight we're going to be workshopping declarations. And I'm really excited to be doing this with you. So it doesn't matter if you're doing this live with me or if you're catching us in the replay. And we'll talk a little bit about declarations, the importance of that. I've done a previous live, which I will look up, and I will post the link here about the power of declarations and why they're so important and how they're really, it's fuel, and using a declaration in contrast to, oh gosh, I hope something happens, or maybe, or possibly, really putting a flag on the top of the mountain, putting that stake in the ground to say, here is what I do declare can happen. And we do this without worrying about all of the how-tos and what's the pathway and what are all the things that I have to do it. We're just putting our vision into play and energetically calling forward everything that we need to make it all happen. So that's what we're going to be working on here tonight. I really wanted to make this one interactive as we move into the new year. And you will find that my plan is that as we're here together on Tuesdays, these will become more interactive so that you can get live on the spot coaching, little laser coaching moments, as well as the Reiki transmission. So I invite you to go ahead and close your eyes so that we can go into our breath grounding, and I'll check in with the Reiki energy and see if there's anything specific that would like to be shared tonight other than the 2024 declarations. And then we'll talk about that and how to workshop that out. And I even have a handout that is yours for free. All you have to do is let me know that you want it. I'm happy to send you the link, and you can download it and use it whenever you want. So go ahead and close your eyes. Just let the day drip off of you. Sit on back in your chair or up against the cushion or whatever it is you might be seated upon. And we're going to start with our 3 deep breaths. We'll breathe in as deep as we can through our nose. We'll hold that breath at the top, and then we'll exhale for a count of 4 through our mouth. So let's go ahead and do that. Take that first breath together. And hold it. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Let's go ahead and take that second breath in together. Holding that breath. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's go ahead and breathe in one more time together. Nice and deep. Really filling the diaphragm in the lungs, and hold it, and exhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, everyone. And keeping our eyes closed as we check in with our energy, moving into a relaxed state of being so that you can receive this beautiful Reiki energy that's coming and being beamed to you tonight. And just going to check in here and see what collectively we might need for some guidance here tonight energetically. And it doesn't matter if you're catching this live or in the replay. There's no time or space when it comes to energy. So what comes through tonight, for those of you in the replay, is coming through because it's exactly what you need as well. So something that's really interesting is the word trust is coming through very powerfully tonight, very loudly. And so I'm going to invite you to sit with that word for a moment, trust. And what does that mean to you? And I am sure that there's a specific reason that it's coming up here this evening that is very specific to you. And so I invite you to go ahead and check in with your heart and sit with the word trust here for a moment. And to me, I'm not surprised that that word came up as we are moving into declarations. The other visualization that's coming through for me to share with you tonight are like the winged shoes of Achilles. So that there's a series and a movie that came out. I can't remember the name, so I'm going to let it go. But this image of like high top sneakers, high top old school basketball sneakers with the wings on them, and uh, and this word trust, and getting ready to take flight. So as we prepare to generate our declarations for, let's just say, for this first quarter, for this first month, for right now, trusting that everything will come into play to support you in making that happen and to be ready for takeoff. Yeah, big, beautiful rainbow bridge coming through today as well. So, calling in all of the spectrum of light to support us here today, and also inviting in playfulness. And for me, rainbows also represent the promise of something better, the promise, an agreement with the divine, with your divine self, and with our creator and the divine, and however you think of that. For me, I always have heard a feminine voice. And so while I do honor Father God, I often speak in terms of Mother Goddess. And so for you, if it's Yeshua, if it's Jesus, or Spirit, or the universe, whatever word comes up for you, for our Creator, um, seeing if there's a connection for you in the spectrum of light that is represented by the rainbow and the story of the rainbow in the Torah, and it being a promise from our creator to us humans here on this planet. And what else might be coming through for you? I'm also hearing over the rainbow. So again, some Wizard of Oz playfulness, the magic of what happens when we have some trust. We are ready to take flight, and we believe, and we allow the universe and the divine to work on our behalf to bring us all the things that we have, all the pieces of the puzzle to be put in place so we can meet our declarations. And see what else. If there's anything else coming up, just to invite you to allow that energy to move through your crown, right, beaming right into your heart, to support your heart chakra so that the Reiki energy can travel outward like rays of sunshine from your heart up to your throat and meet this downward transmission through your crown, and then all the way down your solar plexus in your heart and down through your root chakra. All right. Things seem to have settled down here. So I will say that that is for now anyway, for this moment, the additional queries, information, visualizations to share with you as we move into declarations. So I invite you to open your eyes and maybe wiggle your toes and your fingers, or take another nice deep breath so that you can come fully back into the present moment and be grounded, so that I can ask you some questions. And please, I invite you to be interactive. So go ahead and put in the chat right down below any answers that come up for you, things that you would like to share. This is true for you in the replay as well as those of you who are here live, so that we can be in conversation around this. And again, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and get my worksheet queued up here so that I can see it. And I was doing some testing to see if there was a way that I could share my screen while I was here live on YouTube, and I couldn't figure that out. So it might be one of those technology tools that get unlocked when you reach a certain number of subscribers. And there are a variety of different apps out there and platforms that stream live that allow you to do this. For tonight, I'm just going to ask you the questions. And again, if you would like a copy of this worksheet, I am happy to provide it to you. So you can either email me at tia@dreamsculptinginstitute.com and let me know. Just put in the subject line worksheet, and I'll go ahead and send that right over to you. Or you can just pop a note here in the comment section right down below. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below so that you always know when I'm going live. And it really does help to unlock a variety of things here on the YouTube platform. So let's go ahead and dive into the first question. And the first question, and again, to tap into the power of declarations. So when I ask these questions, I invite you to check in with your heart, because we've been opening the heart with the Reiki energy so that you can tap into that inner guidance and not necessarily be coming from the brain, from the ego, and letting that drive us. We're going to ask the ego to go ahead and sit on the side of the road. Our mind or mental energy will come pick you up later. Right now, we're going to let the heart drive and inform us of where we would like to go. So our very first question, and I'm going to invite you to think of 5 things or 4 things. Let's start with 4, an even number here. And the question is, or the statement is, because a statement is far more powerful, I am leaving behind. So I'll go first, and I'm just going to say what comes right up. I am leaving behind fear. I am leaving behind judgment. I am leaving behind inconsideration. I am leaving behind playing small. These are not things that I thought of before our time here together. And so this is what I mean. I'm going to go quickly with this. So whatever the first answers are that come up are the most perfect answers in this moment in time. And then I invite you to go back and journal on them a little more. So I get to go in and dig into, fear. What's underneath that? What is my inner guidance? What is the divine really guiding me to here around fear and inconsideration? What does that truly mean? And I have a way that I use the term inconsideration in connection with my spiritual practice, in those moments when I'm not necessarily in connection with the divine, or really tapping into the light and being my highest light warrior self. And I call that inconsideration. And so I'm going to tap into that and see what wants to be polished, what I get to continue to understand, and understand that I am leaving those things behind. So I'm going to pause here for a moment and allow you the opportunity to share in the chat right down below. And I'll go ahead and have a quick check here to see if there's anything that's been shared here live. I am leaving behind the first 4 things that come to mind. Okay. And we're going to move on to, again, the first 4 things that come to mind. I am creating. I am creating. So I'll go first. I'll be in the hot seat. I am creating. What am I creating here in 2024? Connection, love, mindfulness, workshops, So connection, love, mindfulness, and workshops. That is what I am creating here in 2024. And again, I invite you to go and set aside some time so that you can really dig in and journal around, okay, do those four things weave together to create something? Or are they little bits and pieces, almost like the breadcrumbs on the trail to lead you in a particular direction? So again, I am creating in the first four things that come up for you. And I invite you to go ahead and pop them in the chat down below. We are going fast, and the reason that I am going quickly is so that we don't get stuck in our mind and start to think about, oh my gosh, what will I create? And just allowing that wisdom to come forward. And I see some shares. MJ, my love, yeah. Anger, anxiety, and judgment I am leaving behind. Beautiful. And I am creating inner peace, harmony, health, uplifting others. Oh, my love. Wonderful, powerful declarations. Powerful. And then our next statement, first four things that come to mind. I am changing. I am changing. All right. So I'll go first again and put myself in the hot seat. I am changing. I am changing my way of being. And what that means is how I show up and the energy that I emanate. And I see this as more of a polishing the apple. Let's get a little shinier here in this year. So I am changing how I show up. I am changing. Language is coming up for me. And there seems to be what's happening for me, language in terms of self-talk as well. And that being something that's really important. So although I do believe my self-talk is pretty good, I'll again polish the apple. What else am I changing? I am changing my physical, what I'm getting is the word physique. And and I'm actually seeing a really like a little bodybuilder image. So I am changing my physique for the better. Who knows? Maybe I'll end up being a bodybuilder by the end of the year, or not. And we'll see where that playful imagery goes to. Because I'm getting this imagery of Stretch Armstrong. So anybody who's of a certain age group will remember that doll. I am changing. I am changing my practice. Interesting. I initially thought that I am changing my practice may have had something to do with my spiritual practice. And what I'm understanding now as I'm speaking those words out loud is that my practice, if you will, in terms of thinking about my energy healing and the in-person sessions that I do, and my trauma-informed transformational coaching, that is my practice, as in a doctor has a practice or a psychologist has a practice. I have been searching locally for a space to see in-person clients, and so there seems to be something more around that. So I'll come back to these things myself and journal on them so that I can get that wisdom and see what else. And now that we have spoken powerfully using the I am statements, because as we say the I am statements, that actually creates the energy that moves outwards from us to manifest when we are in committed action. We can't just sit on the mountain, no matter how much we want to, and say, oh, I am this and I am that, and think that it will all come our way. It doesn't work that way. It's just not how the universe is created. That's not how manifestation works. It's not how energy works. We do get to get up out of our seat and actually put some things in motion to create these things that we do want in life and the things that we do want to let go. So I'm going to go ahead here and check the chat. And MJ, let's see what else we've got here. Okay. I am changing my morning routine, my ability to deal with stress, and how I treat others. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing, MJ. Thank you for vulnerably sharing what was coming up for you. I really do appreciate it. And MJ, if you wouldn't mind sharing, like, how do you feel about being in this flow right now of just allowing whatever's wanting to percolate to come up and having that be a part of a declaration practice of I am leaving behind, I am creating, and I am changing? Is there anything in particular that's coming up for you in how you're feeling right now? I feel very motivated for change. Yeah. I feel very curious. Curiosity came up for me like, ooh, I can't wait to understand that better. And also to remind myself to let it unfold as well. Yeah, accountable. Okay, great. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. All right. So for tonight, again, I invite you to go back to these questions. Ground yourself first with some breathing or meditating or however you ground. Maybe it's yoga. Ask yourself these questions, come and journal out the first 4 things that come up for you. And my invitation is to use this worksheet and these questions on a monthly basis. And maybe think about each month as a way, as a building block for what you're going to be creating and letting go of and what you're going to be changing throughout the year. And coming back to it every single month as a part of a practice. It's a great full moon practice if you don't already have one, to light some candles. You could even be in your bath. I'm a big fan of taking baths with the lunar cycle and allowing the water to cleanse us and to take away and carry away anything that we're wanting to release. And so this is a wonderful practice to have if you're sitting in the bath, and you can ask yourself these questions and then just have something handy where you can write down what comes up for you and then journal about it later. And let's just see. I'm just checking to make sure there's no more last comments. All right. Okay, my loves, that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Keeping it short and sweet and energized for you so that you are supported to move into the rest of your week, feeling balanced, aligned, energized, and being able to move out there with unshakable courage to make decisions to support you in moving forward and creating your trauma-free legacy. And I am delighted to be here with you. I am grateful for your time. I am so excited that it's 2024. I am so looking forward to sharing with you some of the things that I have planned that are coming up. And I will see you here next week at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, every Tuesday for Tuesday Tune-Up, your spot for spiritual and energetic tune-ups. Well, my loves, again, if you'd like to reach out with any questions or you want that worksheet, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Hit subscribe button down before you leave this channel, or feel free to email me at tia@dreamsculptinginstitute.com. I am so grateful to be spending this time with you. I am loving you passionately and wishing you a beautiful rest of your day or night. Mwah.